People go to the doctor to get routine blood work done on an annual basis sometimes, but when should we be considering this for our pets? Dr. Jamie Augenstein, medical director of Oasis Animal Hospital in Henderson, has the answer in today's Pet Vet segment.
But once you start hitting that geriatric age, once you start hitting 7, 8 years old, it is actually very important because you can find things that you're not going to find any other way. But again, blood work is telling you how the body's functioning. You're not going to catch cancer that way. In humans, people they think blood work, well, that'll tell me there's no cancer. No, that's not the case. In humans, they have some very specific tests that they can run. You have the PSA test for men that tells you about prostate cancer. You have markers for breast cancer. Those are very specific tests that you can run. We don't quite have those same tests in veterinary medicine. And so we're not really running those, and cancer very rarely shows up on blood work. Leukemia, lymphoma are about the only two that you can see. Other than that, you're really looking at how the body's functioning. So when you hit 7 and 8, where we start seeing geriatric pets, that's when you really do want to actually have some routine blood work done, especially when they're just hitting that age. Get a nice baseline. And then as they're continuing to age, you're going to monitor that and see, is it changing? Is it changing over time? Do we need to go looking? Do we need to do x-rays? Do we need to do an ultrasound? It's not uncommon. We find things coincidentally. We're doing blood work for something else, and hey, look at this, that wasn't really showing up yet, but it's there. So it is actually very important to be done on a regular basis.
And that age is 7 to 8 for dogs and cats?
We do actually classify 7, 8 years old. Pretty much everybody gets classified as geriatric, but they have different life expectancy. Yeah. A cat is going to age much quicker than a dog. They're going to become adult and mature much earlier, but then they're going to live a lot longer. 16 to 18 is average, so 17 is a pretty good age for a cat. So yeah, still at 7 or 8. A little dog, same thing. They're going to age very quickly, but they're going to live a lot longer versus the large and the giant breed dogs. They age a little slower, but they don't live quite as long. We are seeing them live longer than they used to.
Really?
The large and giant breed dogs used to average 8 to 10 years. We are actually seeing 10 to 14, but they still don't quite live as long as most little dogs.